Hello everyone and welcome back. Season 16 of Gold Rush is over. And this season delivered something almost no one expected. Parker Schnabel hit his target. He crossed the number he had been chasing all season. He mined over 10,500 ounces of gold. By any standard, that should have been a massive victory. But it wasn't. Because this season ended with something far more shocking. Parker Schnabel lost. 4 years. Parker has been the face of dominance on Gold Rush. He wasn't just winning. He was controlling the game. Season after season he stayed ahead of everyone. His aggressive strategy, relentless work ethic and non-stop expansion made him the miner no one could catch. Especially when it came to one man. Tony Beets. Their rivalry has defined Gold Rush for years. Old school experience versus modern efficiency. Veteran instinct versus young ambition. For a long time, Parker always came out on top. Till now. Season 16 changed everything. At the start of the season, Parker made a bold statement. His target? 10,000 ounces. A massive goal. One of the biggest ever seen on the show. It was ambitious. It was aggressive. And it sent a message. Parker wasn't here to compete. He was here to dominate. Meanwhile, Tony Beets set a much smaller goal. 6,500 ounces. On paper it looked like Parker had already won. But mining doesn't care about expectations. As the season unfolded, the pressure intensified. Parker's crew faced difficult ground. Constant operational stress. And the non-stop challenge of keeping multiple wash plants running at full capacity. Every day mattered. Every breakdown mattered. Every ounce mattered. The pressure was relentless. And Parker felt it. At one point he said something that revealed everything. I can't have you finding more than us. That wasn't just competition. That was personal. Very personal. By the end of the season, Parker technically succeeded. His operation delivered an incredible 10,596.45 ounces of gold. He hit his goal. He proved his operation was still elite. But there was one problem. Tony Beets did better. Much better. Tony ended season 16 with an astonishing 11,231 ounces of gold. That put him ahead of Parker by 634 ounces. And just like that, Parker's reign ended. Think about what that means. From season 6 all the way through season 15, Parker finished ahead of everyone. Every single year. He became the standard. The benchmark. The king of production. Now, for the first time in years, he has been beaten. That's why this moment feels so historic. Because for the first time in a very long time, Parker Schnabel looks vulnerable. So what happened? Why did Tony win? The answer comes down to several key factors. First, Tony's operation has evolved. In earlier seasons, Tony's setup often looked chaotic. Aging machines. Constant repairs. Temporary fixes everywhere. It worked but barely. Breakdowns were frequent. Efficiency suffered. But something changed. Tony adapted. And viewers noticed. His wash plants ran better. His systems became more reliable. His operation looked stronger. More stable. More efficient. That consistency gave Tony something priceless. Week after week his production stayed strong. Without major interruptions. And in mining, consistency wins. The second factor may be even more important. The ground itself. Many fans believe Tony simply has better ground right now. Shallower pay dirt. Higher gold concentration. Better recovery potential. That changes everything. Because in placer mining the ground determines the outcome. Good ground means less stripping. Lower fuel cost. Faster production. Higher profit. Meanwhile, Parker has spent recent seasons working tougher ground. Deeper cuts. More stripping. Higher operating costs. Even the best miner in the Klondike can struggle when the ground fights back. And there's one more factor. Scale. Parker built his empire by expanding aggressively. Multiple wash plants. Massive operations. Constant production. He changed the standard. Now Tony is doing something very similar. Season 16 showed Tony expanding harder than ever. And unlike Parker, Tony has something few miners can match. His family operation. The Beets family gives Tony a powerful advantage. Trusted people. Strong leadership. Reliable support across multiple areas. Different family members can run separate cuts, manage equipment and solve problems at the same time. That makes scaling much easier. Parker's operation remains incredibly efficient, but it relies heavily on a smaller core team. That creates enormous pressure, because when your targets are massive, there's no room for mistakes. Season 16 exposed just how difficult it has become for Parker to stay ahead, especially as his competition continues evolving. Ironically, Parker may now be facing the standard he created. He changed the game. He showed everyone what was possible. Massive goals, aggressive expansion, extreme efficiency. Others watched. Others learned. Now, they're catching up. Tony Beets proved that this season. Still, none of this takes away from Parker's achievement. 10,596 ounces is extraordinary. It's the kind of result most miners would dream about. But Parker isn't most miners. For him, success isn't just about hitting a target. It's about one thing. Being number one. That's why Season 16 feels like a turning point. The balance of power has shifted. The rivalry has changed. And the future of Gold Rush suddenly feels unpredictable. But if there's one thing fans know about Parker, it's this. He doesn't stay down for long. Defeat fuels him. Pressure sharpens him. Loss motivates him. That's what makes Season 17 so exciting. Because Parker now enters as the challenger. And challengers fight harder. Expect bigger goals, bolder moves, and an even more aggressive Parker Schnabel. At the same time, Tony Beets enters Season 17 with all the momentum. His victory reinforced what many already suspected. He is still one of the most dangerous miners in the Klondike. Experienced, adaptable, and still evolving. Season 16 changed everything. Tony now stands at the top. Parker is chasing. And the rivalry has never been more intense. The question now is simple. Can Parker take back the crown? Or is this the beginning of a new era led by Tony Beets? We'll find out soon enough. Thanks for watching. Who do you think wins in Season 17? Parker or Tony? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. See you in the next video.